Good morning. We're going to the book fair today and I'm very, very excited and also kind of late.
Wow, olha essa tartarugona.
Wow! Just got back from the book fair. It took me almost an hour and a half to come home because the traffic was so bad and I came by bus. But it was kind of the perfect day to go there. I honestly don't think I've ever seen the book fair so chill because usually it's pretty crowded. But at the time we arrived, it was around like 3-ish. So it was still pretty chill, not a lot of people. So you could just walk slowly and see like all the stands without all of this movement and noise from the crowds. So it was pretty great. We went there with my father and I gotta say, like, pushing his wheelchair over the hill was quite the workout. The book fair is on this park that's literally on a hill, so not very like wheelchair friendly, to be honest. They do try their best to make it more accessible for people with disabilities, and I'm sure like if you have an electric wheelchair, you're good. But for people who have to use a manual wheelchair, it is quite hard. So that's a bit annoying because, you know, you really have to be strong to push it over that hill. But also when you go downhill, you still need to have the strength to not let the wheelchair just slide downhill, you know. It's quite hard. It's quite tough. I definitely want to go back there before it ends because I feel like I didn't get to properly explore all the stands. I gotta say though, I was a bit disappointed by the lack of books in other languages, or at least I didn't see any books in other languages. It was mostly everything in Portuguese, so a lot of Portuguese authors, which is great. But mostly it was just like translated literature to Portuguese. I didn't see a lot of books in other languages like Spanish or French or English. Which was kind of disappointing, to be honest, because there's a few books that I would like to get written in English. Definitely prefer to read those in their original language rather than having them translated to Portuguese, because if I can read the language, I always prefer to read the original work instead of reading a translation of it. So I was a little bit disappointed by that, but I definitely want to go back there and check again. But anyway, today I got this book by a Portuguese author. I've been wanting to read a book of his for the longest time, but I never got to it. So I got this book, O Filho, Homens by Valter. I'll put the translated title on the screen. But yeah, I guess it's a movie now on Netflix. I didn't know that. I heard that they were making a movie, but I didn't know it was a Netflix movie. But yeah, I'm very excited to read it. I did have to control myself to not buy multiple books, but at least I got one.
Why this pop?
I'm sorry?
She's kind of mid, no?
The Mona Lisa is mid.
No disrespect. I mean, it's way better than I could do. I'm just saying. I don't totally get how she became like that girl.
Oh my god! That was awesome. Today is Friday. It's quite early. I just came back from the market and I got all the veggies for the week. I didn't bring a lot of fruit this time because I ran out of space on my old lady cart, but I still got a huge haul. But let me show you what I got. So here I have some sweet potatoes, some cherry tomatoes, some huge oranges, mango. I got 2. A big cabbage, a big Portuguese cabbage. I have a bunch of kale here, some avocados. I got a couple of them, some radishes. I love these radishes. And cucumbers, carrots, lots of broccoli. I love buying broccoli at the market because they all come with the leaves, and I love the leaves. They're really delicious. And all of this cost me 25 euros and 95 cents, which is pretty good. Behind here, I have 24 eggs. Oh fuck, I forgot the coriander. Oh no. So somehow we're in June already, which means it's been almost 6 months since I moved back to Lisbon. It's kind of crazy when I think about it. It feels like time moved really, really fast, but at the same time, January feels like a lifetime ago. To be honest, I really miss Berlin sometimes, but being here now, it feels like this huge weight has been lifted for me, and I do find myself feeling more, I guess, peaceful. Even though I'm originally from the north of the country, Lisbon has always been the place where I feel most at home. But it's a strange feeling being back after being away for so long. The city has changed a lot, and well, so have I. I'm definitely not the same person I was 10 years ago, thank God. Well, not thank God, thank me. It's kind of like when two friends from high school who haven't seen each other in years go out for a coffee, and you realize that the version you had of that person in your head just doesn't exist anymore. The essence is still there, and there's this sense of familiarity, I guess. But a lot of life has happened without you being in each other's lives. You're kind of like these new versions of yourselves. So now you're just getting to know each other all over again, trying to find your rhythm again. And I guess right now that's what I've been doing. I've been trying to find my rhythm here, getting to know this city again. I'm struggling a little bit with figuring out my routine, but yeah, I think it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Hopefully I will be back on track soon. So here I am making a couple of sourdough loaves. Whenever I'm baking too, I like to make them different. When I started having my stomach problems, I actually had to cut gluten for a while. Only in April I started introducing it again, and thankfully I haven't had any reactions to it. That would have been heartbreaking for sure. But ever since then I've been experimenting with low gluten and gluten-free doughs. This seeded loaf is one of those experiments. It's always interesting baking with different grains. I have to adjust my process. Especially when working with no gluten doughs, the process is so different. But it's been a fun challenge. You know, ever since I got fired from the bakery I was working at, I kind of have been thinking about creating my own thing. While I was working there, I had the confirmation that the way I did things at home was a good way of doing them. We actually shared a lot of similarities in our processes, and that gave me a lot of confidence. At least it proved that whatever I learned about bread and sourdough on my own, I've been applying it the right way. Anyway, it's still very much just an idea, but it's been fermenting in my brain. And now comes the boring part, which is to clean. Ah, pois é. Ah, mas podes congelar. It's so hot. Terrible day to bake bread. A little wonky. Looks good though. So before I left Germany, I had this houseplant collection that I unfortunately had to sell before the move. Otherwise, everything would die in the process. And I didn't want that to happen, so I sold everything. I was pretty sad about it because I was very attached to my plants. But now that things are a bit more organized in this apartment, I'm starting to buy houseplants again, and I'm very excited. So the first one I got, actually my sister gifted to me, like a housewarming gift, this ZZ plant. I love this plant. I think it's one of my favorite plants. The leaves are gorgeous. Also very easy to take care of. It's currently on top of the fridge until I find a more permanent place for her to be. Then I got this one. I really like the leaves. Currently here on the coffee nook. It's still a bit messy over there. We have to take care of that. But yeah, then here are my most recent ones. I got this one at IKEA and this one at the supermarket Pingo Doce. Sometimes they have plants. I always wanted to have this plant, but up until a few years ago, it was really, really expensive for some reason. I remember maybe in 2020, 2021, there were people online selling like small cuts for 100, 150 euros and like a plant this size for like 400, 500, which is so ridiculous. So I never bought one. And the other day I went to the supermarket and I bought this for 15 euros. So this is a Thai constellation, by the way. And then I got this gorgeous Calathea medallion. It's so pretty. Oh, and before I forget, because when Zé watches this video, he's gonna be like, oh, you didn't even show my cactus. So here I am showing you the cactus he got at IKEA. It's actually a succulent, not a cactus. But you know, it's cool, it's pretty. We still have to find a vase for it. But here it is. Yeah, having plants at home brings me a lot of joy. Dates. A lot of seeds. The lemon juice. There's a heat wave going on, and I'm literally melting today. It's not even summer yet. But anyway, it's actually my sister's and one of my friends' birthday today. And I'm gonna go, well, we're trying to figure out how we're gonna go to both parties because they're at the same time. So maybe we'll go to my sister's first and have dinner there, and then we can go to our friend's place. For my sister's dinner, she actually asked me to bring a vegetarian dish. So I'm gonna make these red lentil patties with onion and zucchini. I used to be obsessed with these a few years ago, and recently I became obsessed with them again. They're just really good and so easy to make, and even people who don't like lentils tend to like them. So I already have here some soaked red lentils, and now I'm gonna cut the onions and the zucchini and salt them for a few minutes. And then we do the rest. I'm gonna give them both half of this bread, but first I'm gonna cut it, and I'm actually gonna take a slice for myself to try it. Well, sorry, not sorry. Looking good. Oh, smells really nice. I cut a very thin slice. Mmm. Wow. Mmm. That's really good. A little bit of rice flour because this is a bit too liquid, unfortunately. Usually it doesn't need it at all, but well, I put too much water with the lentils. I'm gonna leave it like this for a few minutes for the rice flour to absorb the moisture, and then we pan fry it. Unfortunately, I have no time to let them cool down, and they're gonna lose a little bit of the crisp, but I can air fry them when I arrive. Anyway, I'm late. I'm super late.